Right, hello, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Bad luck. Firstly, just to lead on from what Dan said, I was recruited to UKIP by Michael Howard. What a git he is. I stood in Bath in 2010 with Richard Crowder as my chairman and agent. And I stood initially as a democracy candidate, and Richard just kicked me, nagged me, swore at me, and eventually, what an amazing fella, I went and did a hustings, because I thought, wow, these people, you know, these are top people, they're pretty impressive. So I did this hustings, and I learned they're not actually that bright. Most of these politicians answer a question with a question because they've got no answers. So I did another hustings. I did a hustings at Bath University. 4,000 students, I'm there to be lynched. And I had a field day, and the first question, I'll never forget it. The chap stood up and he said, what is politics? So they all stood up, Mr. Don Foster, everybody stood up, and they basically said, it's about power, power. And I stood up and I said, actually, politics is from the Greek word poly, many, ticks, blood-sucking parasites. I made that up. I said to them, actually, this is fascinating. They are all power crazy. They're power mad. It's actually, in Great Britain, it's about the effective exercising of democracy. That's why I joined UKIP. One of the key things with UKIP is we're not whipped. It's amazing so many Tories join us, but anyway. We do have an element of freedom. And that's best highlighted. Somebody said, well, how does that work? And I said, well, if I am elected as your MP in Weston-super-Mare, anything that I have a crisis of conscience about, whether it be fox hunting, absolute classic we've just had, which is the ability for 3 parents to make a baby now. Wow. I really wouldn't profess to know how to vote on that. I wouldn't. I would therefore return to my constituencies and I would take a local referendum because they are my employers. Not Dave, not Nige, not Ed. There's another one as well, isn't there? Anyway. You will find that one of the classic phrases Nigel says, you can't put a fag paper between them. Julia said that. One of the reasons for that is because traditionally you had the Tories, capitalists, you had Labour, socialists. And capitalism is about man's exploitation of man. And socialism is the opposite. Think about it. When I decided to stand in Weston-super-Mare, it's a fantastic constituency. It's just the town. We opened a shop bang opposite the college. Absolutely bang opposite. And I put a big sign up saying, Ernie Warrender, UKIP, we're here. And I looked at who was walking by and I thought, oh, blimey. So I rushed down the sign writers and I've got another sign saying, join UKIP's fight against tuition fees. Okay? We are the archetypal Marmite party. We got 50% return in their politics department said they would vote for us. 50% said they jolly well wouldn't. You either love us or you hate us. With YI, we are getting students in that shop day in and day out. Want to know what it's, some want an argument, that's fine, I'm good at that. Others want to know what it's about. They want to genuinely know what it's about. What are we going to do for them? And we can't boast such astonishing growth levels as Mr. Hoff or Mr. Hoof, but we've grown 40% in the last couple of months in Weston-super-Mare. So if any of you want to day at the seaside, you get a stick of rock, okay? We've been on the BBC, and very lastly, you've got to establish relationships with the press, and you can do that very effectively. I went round to the local paper, sat down, I said, look, I haven't got a clue. I'm a businessman, keep hitting myself with a hammer. I said, but, you know, I'm giving this the best shot for all the right reasons. You can either destroy me, or you can work with me, and you get a few stories out of it. And we work very well with our local paper, and the BBC, lastly, they come in for a lot of stick from us, but I've always found the BBC in Bristol to be absolutely down the line with me, okay? And for those of you that can endure it, I'm on the politics show on March the 9th, okay? Right, I'll hand you over to the lovely Caroline, who's got more notes than me, okay? Thank you very much.